Hi, and thanks for joining me today for this reading. If you are new to my channel, please like, share, and subscribe. If you are returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I receive messages prior to the reading. Once I collate all of those messages that are coming through, I will come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message for the collective. All of the tarot and oracle decks that I use on my channel are my own illustrated decks. If you are interested in any of those, the links to them can be found in the description box. Now, first and foremost, all my readings are timeless. So if you've stumbled across this reading for any reason, there may be a message in it for you if you have been guided here or something in the title has caught your eye. It could be past, present, or future energies. So with that being said, let's get into the message. So today in Australia is May 1st. Now, as a little girl, I remember in school, and I'm almost 50, so we're going back, 40 years. I remember learning the maypole dance. I hadn't equated it to anything specific until I came across some information yesterday on the Beltane Fire Festival, which is a Celtic tradition. Obviously, that happens in the Northern Hemisphere, so something that's not readily done here in Australia, but a Celtic tradition that's halfway between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, and it celebrates spring at its peak and the coming summer. It is a celebration of fire, fertility, and rebirth. It's associated with the Celtic god Belinus and the goddess Flora, so summer and spring, and it symbolizes the union between the masculine and feminine energies, which I actually thought was really, really beautiful. In further reading, it is a time when the veil is really thin. So communication between the masculine and feminine, whether telepathically or whether in dream state, is more prominent. It's a really, really magical time. So what I was picking up, and the energy this morning is just beautiful. So as I said, it's May 1st here today. We are actually going into winter here in Australia, but where I live, the temperatures are cool, but beautiful blue skies and sunny days. What I was picking up on was a past life connection. Obviously, a connection between a divine masculine and a divine feminine. Yesterday, while I was doing a bit of tidying up on my Instagram page, I came across a post that I had done months ago where I just had a video of one of my candles that I made, and I don't sell them. I just made them, and I just had a post of a candle burning, and the song that I'd put in the background was Quietly Yours by Birdie, and it really struck me so much that I actually went and watched the movie that song is attached to, which is an adaptation of Jane Austen's Persuasion. So I sat yesterday afternoon and watched that movie. And I want to read you the lyrics to that song because the energy that's coming through at the moment, what I'm picking up on is a couple that's currently in separation that is very aware that they are each other's counterparts, divine masculine, divine feminine counterparts. Take that as it resonates. But nothing's been said. If you go back to that era, that Jane Austen era, everything was very refined. Everybody was very polite. Nobody encroached on anybody else's, what I like to call, bubble. And that was exactly how that movie was, that Persuasion movie. But in the beginning of that movie, they had come together and fallen in love, but because they were of different social standings, they were forced apart. And then the rest of that movie is their journey back to each other. But the stumbling blocks in that movie were the main stumbling block in that movie for both of them was that even though they loved each other and there would be no other, neither of them verbalized it to the other person. And so they tripped and stumbled over miscommunication and things that they thought were happening with the other person that actually weren't. And yeah, it's just this whole journey back to each other. But I want to read you the lyrics of that song because it's just beautiful. White sails and offshore lights, we were passing ships in the night. Now I'm tracing shadows on your back like I dreamt so many times. Oh, for so long I've been waiting, for so long, for a love like this. And I was so sure, baby, I'd lost you for a minute, but there's a sweet spring at my door. Can you feel it? Just the same as before. Many years have gone by, but I knew you'd come. Quietly keeping this hope in my heart, prayed the night bring back what I'd lost. Many years have gone by, but I never forgot. I've always been yours, only yours, quietly yours, only yours. And I just thought that was so beautiful. And when you listen to that song, and I will link it in the description box, when you listen to that song, it is very much those characters. It's just a very soft, subtle song. Nobody is overly in your face about how they feel, but they're quietly keeping their feelings to themselves, but they're quietly loyal to the other person. And the fact that within those lyrics there's the sweetest spring at my door, and we've got this Beltane festival, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is today's date, May 1st, and it's associated, well, it symbolizes the union of the masculine and feminine energies. So there's some sort of shift happening in a relationship, and whether it be in the 3D or the 5D, in dream state, telepathically, there's some sort of shift coming. And I want to say that's further going to project you on a trajectory to union. Now, as I was shuffling the cards, I saw Gabriel, which is the angel of divine communication. Gabriel is the angel that came to deliver the message to Mary that she was going to be the mother of Jesus, that she was going to have a baby. So I saw Gabriel. So there is some sort of communication. We got the Nine of Cups. Now that is our wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is you are each other's, which is what that song is and what that movie essentially says. Jupiter in Pisces. So Jupiter is luck. Pisces is your emotions, but often the emotions that are kept withheld, and in that we do have the High Priestess. So number 2 is the High Priestess, and that is the moon. Things that are hidden. Things that are not said. Number 8, Kahatel delivers divine blessings against evil. Now in that movie, they were kept apart, or they were not allowed to be together because of a difference in social class. Her father had a bit of a hand to play in that. Number 8 in numerology is karmic cycles coming to an end and abundance. And we did have Jupiter in this, Jupiter at 9 of Cups. Jupiter is the planet of luck. And then we've got the 6 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands is Jupiter again, Jupiter in Leo. And 6 of Wands is traditionally known as victory after a long battle. In that particular movie, they had been apart. She had been in love with him. That's the beginning of the movie. She had been in love with him for 8 years. And vice versa. He had been in love for that time as well. The other thing that I will say is within that movie, and it was a beautiful synchronicity, within that movie, there's a scene in the movie where they all sit down to tea in the afternoon. And obviously it's set in that period where, you know, afternoon tea is something that they do. Well, they all sat down to tea, and the tea set that they were using had the willow tree design on it. Now, this teacup, which I'm using here as a candle, is the willow tree design, which is actually what they used in the movie. These ones I found at an antique store. But the deck that I'm using primarily today is a deck that I designed. My grandmother, who passed away a couple of years ago, gave me a beautiful set of blue and white teacups because I love blue and white. And I was fascinated by the design on the teacup, and so I looked further into it. Now, the willow tree design is a story of two lovers from two different social backgrounds, and it's her father that keeps them apart. And in an act of defiance, they decide to run away together, even though they could lose their lives for it. They decide to run away together, and God favors them because they put their love first and turns them into a pair of birds, which is the birds that you can see on, actually I've got a different teacup, the birds that you can see on the side of the cup, and they fly away to their freedom. So this whole deck was designed around that lovebirds story. So that is the deck that I'm using today because that's the energy that is coming through. The other thing in that movie, which again was really another beautiful synchronicity and a nudge for me that I was to do this reading, was that the main part of that movie was actually set in Bath. Now, back in 1996, a long, long time ago, I actually did a working permit, working holiday in the UK for 12 months, and Bath is where I lived. So it was actually really beautiful to see those tie-ins. And you may find that within the relationship, if this reading resonates with you, there are tie-ins from your past. I was also picking up a past life connection. I've got the Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Now, the other thing, so I was picking up a past life connection, but just as I was doing my shuffle, I just put my songs on random shuffle, and I got Just Say Yes by Snow Patrol, specifically the line, I'm running out of ways to make you see, which was that theme coming through the movie. They were subtly giving signs to the other person, but it wasn't necessarily being picked up. And that was happening on both sides. I got The Night We Met, and the line in that, haunted by the ghost of you. As I said, that had been 8 years that she had been in love with him and him with her. Now that song is by Lord Huron and Phoebe Bridges. I hope I pronounced that properly. The water, there's something to do with water. Some tie-in with water. I heard Take the First Step, and then finally I got I Want You Back by the Jackson 5. Now when I think about that movie, there were multiple people trying to bring them back together. So the Jackson 5, there might be 5 people that are aware of this connection, whether it's a past life connection or just some form of connection that is there trying to bring you back together. And as I said, with May 1st and that Celtic Fire Festival symbolizing the union of the masculine and feminine energies, I feel like you're getting a bit of a booster today. So I'm going to pop these cards back into the deck. 9 of Cups, the High Priestess, what's hidden, and we're going to pull some cards. Okay, let's start with my Lovebirds Tarot. Yeah, 10 of Wands. As I said, it's been 8 years. It's been a struggle, a burden, and often when you keep things suppressed, and we had that High Priestess card, when you keep things suppressed, it makes it even harder. 10 of Wands is Saturn and Sagittarius. 10s are also the end though, so it is, you're at the end. Yeah, that's the Star. The Star is Aquarius. The Star is a fated union, a fated event. The Star can also be healing. So healing healing this connection, but that healing that's fated. Oh, we got the Six of Wands again. Victory after a long battle. Victory. So healing after a long battle, the Ten of Wands. The Six of Wands is Jupiter and Leo. And Nine of Pentacles. Now, the Nine of Pentacles for me is my Mother Mary card, my Virgin Mary card. The Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. Virgo is from the same root origin word as Virgin, and Venus being the Divine Feminine. So when I think of Venus in Virgo, I think of Divine Feminine. I also think of spring and fertility, and that festival is fire and fertility and rebirth. So that's just beautiful that we got the Nine of Pentacles. A new beginning. The Nine of Pentacles is also a card of being single and independent. So both of these people in that particular movie, although it appeared that they had been with other people or were interested in other people, which caused a lot of the ups and downs because there was miscommunication, neither of them had. They'd both been single for that whole time. Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury's communication. We had Gabriel there. Divine communication. Divine communication that brings these two back together. As I said, potentially with that May 1st, the veil is very thin. A dream, a message, something that allows for a change from this Ten of Burdens, Ten of Wands, some sort of healing that allows for this victory. That wants to show itself. Ace of Swords, a truth. A truth coming out. And underneath, we've got the Ace of Cups. So these are gifts from God. And in this particular deck, as I said, God favored them because they came forward and put their love first. And so a truth was revealed. And that's Michael. But a truth is Gabriel as well, the divine messenger. But a truth being revealed, and so they were turned into a pair of birds so they could fly away to their freedom. Because underneath, we've got the Five of Pentacles, which is being stuck. 8 years stuck in this cycle of not being able to move because neither, and maybe part of the lessons that are being learnt. And we've got the Eight of Wands there. The lessons that are being learnt is that you have to put yourself out there. You can't just hide back and assume that you know what the other person is thinking. Because 8 years later, you're still going round and round in the same karmic cycle. We've got the Sun. Now, I'm not taking that because that's in a big wad of cards. But the Sun, so we've got the Spring and the Sun, which, and underneath the Lovers, that's beautiful, which is that festival. We've got the Magician. Magician is Mercury. Mercury is communication. And then we've got the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a new, passionate beginning, but the Magician can often be illusions. That illusion, as I said in that movie, that illusion that both parties were with other people when actually that wasn't the case at all. They had just almost created that in their own minds because there was a lack of communication. And that's what caused these burdens. Nobody was willing to light the fire, and it's the fire festival. So there's some sort of activation coming today, May 1st. Persuasion is the name of that movie. King of Pentacles. I just said somebody's going to have to put their big boy panties on. Big boy undies. Men don't wear panties. Panties, that's not even an Australian term. Undies, jocks. somebody in this connection, urged on potentially by these energies that are coming through, is being nudged to stand up and fight in order to heal a connection. Queen of Wands. What I heard was there's magic in this connection. And if you think about those two in the movie, you've got one person, so they're from different social classes, which is why they're not allowed to be together. But here you've got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. That's two different energies. King of Pentacles is very practical, logical, grounded, stable. King of Pentacles is a provider. Queen of Wands is more, I want to say earthy, but it's not earthy. I want to say the word ethereal. When I was doing my research on this particular Beltane festival, all of these beautiful images on YouTube, just search up Beltane, B-E-L-T-A-N-E. And I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. But there was all of these beautiful videos of women in these long, flowy, wispy, bohemian sort of style dresses with crowns of fresh flowers and with this glow of these fires on their face. And it was just beautiful, but very, very different from the King of Pentacles. And in that movie, she was more poetic. She read and she was very headstrong and very independent, whereas he was more practical. So this may be the energies of the people in this particular, you may be picking up on those things, and it could be masculine or feminine. Something different about you which has caused, doesn't have to necessarily be social class. It could be just a difference in your outlook on your focus, which has caused Four of Swords, a stop in this connection. The Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. The Four of Swords to me is the pause card. And it's pause and reflect. Just, you know, but this is 8 years of pause and reflect. Yeah, 4. So this connection is protected. And sometimes with the Four of Cups, what's trying to come out? The Emperor underneath. And Page of Wands. Sometimes with that pause, sometimes that pause happens because you're not sure where the other person stands. You're not sure how the other person feels. And the more that pause happens, and if it's been going on for a long time, you then feel like you've missed out on something. But you've missed out on something because nobody has put their big boy pants on, divine feminine, divine masculine, and actually come forward and said, right, this is how I feel. And as I said, I think you're getting a boost with this May 1st divine feminine, divine masculine energy coming through. Death, a rebirth. You're getting a rebirth. That's exactly what I said. You're getting a boost. Something is being lit. If you think of that as a match, something is being lit. It's a fire festival. Something is being lit to change something in this connection. Five of Pentacles, we had that before. Five of Pentacles is feeling like you're left out in the cold. Five of Pentacles is Mercury in Taurus. If you look at the traditional drawing of that card, it's two people outside a church in the snow, but the lights are on inside the church. And assumably, there's a door to the church. All they have to do is make the decision to open the door and walk inside and then be warm. Five of Pentacles. That communication that's lacking. Five of Cups. And 3 cups down, 2 cups up. Feeling like the other person no longer has feelings. So focusing on the 3 cups that are down, but not realizing that if you turn around, the 2 cups, the soulmate card, the 2 of cups is the soulmate card, the 2 cups are still standing. The other person still has feelings, but nobody's communicating. Yeah, Page of Cups. Nobody's communicating. Page of Cups is an innocent love. Page of Cups can also be an apology, but Page of Cups is an innocence. And as I said in that movie, and the energy that I'm picking up on is 2 non-pushy people. I think of, you know, when you see people lined up waiting, I don't know, let's use the ice cream truck as an example. You know, all these kids running up because the ice cream truck is there. This would be 2 people that would just stand back and wait their turn. They're not pushing to the front of the queue because they're not like that as people. It's almost an old-fashioned love. Very polite and very not in your face, which is where the issues have come. We got the High Priestess again. Now that came out in the cards that I shuffled out in the beginning. The High Priestess, oh, look at that. That caught my eye. That's the lovers trying to peek out there. Oh no, it's not. It's Temperance. It's divine timing. Wow. That's the card of the angel. It's divine timing. The Lovers card has got similar angel wings on it. It's divine timing for, I think in front of it, what did I see? We had the Empress and the Tower. It's divine timing for this information to come out now. The Tower is Mars, and currently we have Mars in Aries. Lighting a match. We've got the Fire Festival. Lighting a match. Mars is fire energy. Mars is making plans and coming forward. Because whatever information that has been suppressed is starting to come out. It's starting to be illuminated, potentially through dreams, through messaging that's happening at the moment. This stopped, stagnant energy, 4 and 4, is starting to come forward, 8 of Wands, because a truth is coming out about how somebody feels about somebody else. Activated by this May 1st energy. This is really lovely. Let's have a look. This is my Divine Messages Oracle deck. Childhood wounds and patterns. Potentially things that have held this connection back. Things that people have been working on. Learning how to be more assertive. Falling in love with your authentic self. A playfulness coming back into this connection. Jealousy and envy. Now that was in that movie. Because they hadn't told each other how they felt, there was this assumption that they were both interested in other people. And so there was a lot of jealousy and envy. And that in the end, a bit of an argument, which is the Tower card, a bit of an argument between them was the catalyst for revealing, with the High Priestess there, revealing their true feelings for each other. Partnership. This relationship will be a partnership. It's a spiritual connection. You've been guided back together. You are each other's internal compass, soul family, part of your soul family. The truth will set you free. A truth needs to come out. People need to speak their truth and tell each other how they feel. The only way out is through. push forward to the front of the line at the ice cream truck. Even if it feels foreign to you. Because until that truth is out, if it remains hidden, there will be no change. And I think in, past life connection, I did say that. I think in situations like this, oftentimes when people are struggling with that final stage of a relationship connecting, often God steps in and creates little scenarios where there is a bit of tension, but I just heard it's almost like popping a pimple. That's disgusting. But it creates a little bit of tension so that there is some form of release. That's really disgusting. Struggling with personality patterns. That's what I said. These two particular energies, these two particular people in that movie were both quite passive. Even though they were independent on their own in terms of how they were within the relationship and expressing their feelings to each other, they were both quite passive. And it's potentially something that is being worked on in this lifetime. Maybe in a past life, nobody said how they felt, and so the connection never came together. But this is the lifetime that it's meant to come together. Let's have a look at what angels are protecting you. We've already seen 4 and 4 here. So that is 444 is general protection. So what angels are guiding you in your journey back to your person? 37, philosophical knowledge in the arts and sciences. You're getting messages, and I did say that we had Gabriel, the divine angel of divine communication. You are getting messages through arts and sciences is movies, books, songs. You're getting little nudges by your angel team, your guides, in mediums that you are connecting with. So if you're reading something, there might be a line in a book. If you are watching a movie, it might be a line or a passage in a movie. That's how they communicate with you. You might watch a movie about somebody who has got incredible confidence. Or you might read about somebody who's got incredible confidence, and you're meant to read that to inspire you to be confident and come forward. "36, Menadel protects your employment and preserves your livelihood." Hariel, a morality. So this one here protects your employment and preserves your livelihood. In this particular deck, it was her father that was keeping them apart. In the movie, it was her father as well. But in this particular deck, it was her father. Now, when they made the decision to be together, she had to go against her father's wishes. But he, the man she loved, worked for her father. So he was also going against the wishes of his employer. And this is saying protects your employment. And that's because, now we had the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. As I said, that connection is a soul connection. We did have that somewhere. It's a spiritual connection. So you are protected because this is part of the lessons that you are meant to learn. This is part of your spiritual path. And if you align with that, you are protected. So 55, change, Mabahia, good deeds and soul growth. I just said that is part of your spiritual journey. Harahel, fertility and abundance. Fertility is one of the meanings of that Celtic Fire Festival, fertility. And we did have the 9 of Pentacles, which I said is the Mother Mary card. Mother Mary is spring, is fertility. Peace and justice, 27. And Samuel, death and fetching souls. Wow. Archangel Michael is the sword of truth. Success through perseverance, adversity, and conflict. That's beautiful. Your two archangels here. As I said, it is a divinely guided spiritual connection. And number 63, travel, business, banking, and commerce. Annual. Okay, we are going to get some messages from your person. What would they say to you if they could? They're breaking bad habits of staying in the dark. I couldn't tell you the truth. Oh, this is... I really don't know if you even cared. That is that movie. The whole movie. They couldn't tell the truth because they didn't know how the other person was feeling, and it had them held. It almost had them held hostage. You could see in that movie them thinking, you could see what they were thinking, but their mouth was closed. High Priestess, their mouth was closed. They didn't offer the cup. Yeah, struggling with personality patterns. As I said, something that they had to work on in this lifetime, whether it's you or them, something that needed to be worked on. And in that movie, it was both of them, something that needed to be worked on in this lifetime, because we have the past life connection card there, and potentially in a past life, things were left unsaid, and so the relationship didn't come together. I'm so protective of you. That was him in that movie. Anybody that came near her, he was like a dart. Let's see what else we get. Oh, freedom. Freedom is this Eight of Wands, running away, putting love first, running away, and that freedom, those two birds flying free. A lot of birds are actually monogamous. They mate for life, which is just beautiful. Take a chance on me. Opposites attract. We had that before. The King of Pentacles and the Queen. Oh, the Queen of Wands. Self-confident. Struggling with personality patterns. That's not saying that neither of you are self-confident, because I think if one of you is coming through as a king and the other one as a queen, you are self-confident, but what you're not self-confident in, and we did have that Page of Cups, you're not self-confident in coming forward and expressing your feelings. Divine timing. It was all part of the plan. I do believe that it's true love. I do believe that the current or the recent solar eclipse that we had, which I call my Mother Mary solar eclipse, because the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse happened on days in the Catholic calendar, are the days that we celebrate the Annunciation of Mary, which is the day that Gabriel came, that divine communication, the day that Gabriel came and told Mary that she was going to be the mother of Jesus. So there is lots and lots of activation points within 2024. And I also think that the 888 portal will also play a role. I want to make amends. This person wanting to speak a truth. Or you potentially wanting. I know that there is important things that we need to discuss. How beautiful is this? Let's get one. I'm not taking those. I'm going to get one more. Just one, please. Thank you. Love is the greatest healer. That is beautiful. And we had the Star card, which is healing. Secret admirer. In that movie, they were both each other's secret admirers. In that song, Just Say Yes by Snow Patrol, I'm running out of ways to make you see subtle, subtle hints that aren't big enough for either party to latch onto and feel confident that the other person has feelings. Secret admirer. I want you back, the Jackson 5. Okay, finally, in here I've got Scrabble tiles, letters and numbers on them. I'll call them both out. It might be that of your person, the initials of your person, or it could be your initials or something else that pertains to the connection. So I'm going to give it a bit of a shake, and then we'll see what comes out. I don't want to take too many. Oh, goodness. That's a lot. Okay, we have a Z and a 10, a Y and a 4. Put it this way, a Z and a 10, a Y and a 4, an X and an 8. Could be an X, as I said, could be a connection that's already been together but is now in separation. A Q and a 10, an S and a 1, an N and a 1, an M and a 3, a D and a 2, an E and a 1, a B, your name could be Deb, a B and a 3, a H and a 4, an F and a 4, a U and a 1, a K and a 5, an I and a 1, a G and a 2, an R and a 1, an L and a 1, a V and a 4, a J and an 8, oh, upside down, and an A and a 1. So that's what I've got for you. I hope that you pick up on some of the energies of this May 1st festival. I've certainly been picking up on it this morning. I've got really sweet, soft, loving energy has been present during this reading. If you did like this reading, give it a like. If you're not already, please subscribe. If you want to be notified of future readings, hit the notification bell. As I said, if you are interested in any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I will see you again in another reading.